Hi Taurus, welcome to my channel Foolsjourn. I am doing your November 2025 reading and I'm so excited to find out what the universe has for you for November 2025. So let's begin. All right, I'm doing the Celtic cross, so that gives you the best, reading, and it really covers all the bases, and really lays the cards on the table. So let's begin. All right, for your general energy, you have got the Death card, and the Death card, don't fear that. The Death card is just really all about transitions. It's, something has come to a complete end. There's no going back, and there's nothing but moving forward. The sun will be coming up. The sun is right on the horizon, and good things are going to happen. One phase ends and another is starting. So don't think of this as literal death, but it does mean that a chapter is closed. You really can't go back. There's no point trying to reopen it, and nothing lasts forever. So just release and move forward, and good things will happen. It's just a card of transition. And in your crossing energy, you've got the Lover's card. The Lover's card in your crossing, means that, maybe the Lovers is all about relationships and harmony and yin and yang, and partnerships that blend seamlessly together and work. But maybe it is it being in the crossing energy is probably a little bit of the opposite. So maybe a relationship or a partnership you were in was not ended up not being good, ended up being a kind of a poor choice. Maybe there was a power struggle in the relationship. Um, you know, uh, Maybe it was kind of a mismatch, and it just didn't work. And so don't feel bad about your decision. These things happen. But move on. There are many more fish in the sea. There are many more opportunities out there. Maybe this was just didn't work. There was some kind of an imbalance in it, a mismatch. So don't worry about it. Move on. It opens the doors for other things. And maybe that's what the Death card is relating to, is that, it's over. Get over it. Don't worry. The world is your oyster, as far as relationships, business opportunities, partnerships, whatever. And then in the heart of the matter, the root of the matter, the root energy is the King of Cups, and this is calling for you to be kind of balance yourself and your emotions, to be emotionally mature. He can go through the ringer, and he's just level headed, and it's not saying to put your emotions to not to be emotional. It's just to tap into your emotions when needed and keep them level. Don't let them escalate. And it reminds you also to be, a good human towards others. Be a good person. Use your people skills, and be tolerant and kind of others, and in of their lives and their situations and their ideas and beliefs. And kind of be that leader that is, tolerant and creative, and inspirational towards others. And this can be your energy that you want to encompass or are encompassing now, or someone around you. The cups are, are the Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, the water signs. But, just the key here is just try to keep emotionally in touch, but emotionally balanced. And then you've got the Knight of Cups. So you've got more cups here. And this is all about, maybe an offer of love or romance. And this was in your recent past. And it's just about, being poetic and romantic and passionate, and motivating others, and empathy for others. And maybe that related somehow to this situation with the Lovers that was in your cross energy, that, was a match, some kind of partnership that didn't really work out, and maybe there was a power struggle or mismatch. But you're getting through that death of that. You're going to move on. You're going to stay emotionally balanced. So you're not going to let this rile you up, even though it was painful. And and then up in your mind, you've got the the Page of Swords, the energy of the Page of Swords, which is all about, you know, newness and fresh ideas, and ideas percolating, and clear-headedness and clarity and learning and being enthusiastic. This is someone who's bright and idealistic and enthusiastic about learning as much as possible. They like to sit on the sidelines too and observe everything that's going on and just take it all in and learn and absorb. So great energy. And you know, it could also be news coming in, because the swords are all about communication. But this is just really bright, fresh energy. It's like a breath of fresh air, and the cobwebs are releasing from your head. You're releasing whatever is going here. And then, you know, in your near future, you've got the Eight of Cups, which is all about moving on. You know, you might have been dissatisfied, disappointed, and you've got have a lot going on in your life, but you're missing something. Something's missing. Maybe it was that passion, maybe it's that relationship, but you are moving on. You're looking for something better. Something is calling you to leave this life behind, this whatever this is behind, and move into the unknown and search for that something that's missing in your soul or your spirit that you need. And you know, you need this time for solitude, and to kind of walk away and move on, and seek more insight into what happened, and then move ahead from it into the unknown, because the world, as I say, is your oyster. And then your attitude right now is the Emperor. You know, it's all about power. He's the King of Kings. He builds strong foundations. You know, people listen to what he says. He doesn't ask twice. People, you know, he makes the rules. He maintains the structure, the ethics, the morals. He's, you know, it's a position of responsibility and power, and he doesn't take it lightly. So this is the energy you're taking on. So fabulous energy, and you are going to build a new solid foundation and be the epitome of leadership. And then in your environment is the Fool, which is great, because that means you are taking from this Eight of Cups, you are moving ahead, and you're starting from ground zero, and you're excited about expansion and trying something new, and pursuing something new, and you've got boundless potential, and you might not even have the experience, but you're willing to just start from scratch and learn everything you need. You know, like the Page of Swords, that energy of idealism and creativity and learning and passion and you know, curiosity. This is what the Fool's all about, and you're moving on your way to that, and you're willing to do it. You're willing to leave everything behind and take only what you need, your intelligence, your experiences, your successes and your failures, and move ahead and take that first step, and be excited about what is the road ahead. You're walking the yellow brick road, la 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 la, and you're excited that the world is your oyster, and you're fearless, and you've got that naivety of the child and the curiosity of the child, which is, and this is what is saying here in that Eight of Cups, that you're moving forward, and you're willing to take risks and start from scratch, and see what happens. You're just throwing it out there and see what happens. And in your hopes and fears, you've got the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is all about, you know, she is just self-assured and independent, and thinks out of the box, and doesn't care what anyone says about her, or what they think about her, or she doesn't make her decisions based on what others think about her, and if she's going to disappoint them, or if they're going to think she's weird. She's extroverted, she's independent, she's enthusiastic, and she's that energy. That's the energy that inspires everyone. And I'm not talking about, you know, gender, race, age. This is energy, and this you are taking on this Queen of Wands energy, and you're a little fearful of it because you've never done this before, but you're going to do it, so don't fear it. And then on top of that, for your outcome, you have got to tap into intuition, the High Priestess, which is saying you've got the intelligence, the brain power, the ideas, and you're tapping into your intuition, which you don't do very often, and things are going to be great. And there's, you're trusting your inner voice and know what you're doing is right. So fabulous energy, and enjoy the month of November.